Hey guys, this is Bird Nest, and we're back today for a little something different other than card opening. So today I'd like to show you, we're going to be looking at some cards I'm going to be sending in for PSA grading. They finally opened up economy. Yeah, because they have express, which is a bit expensive for some of the cards out there, unless you're sending more vintage stuff, older stuff that's actually worth sending express. But now they open up economy, I think it's around $50. It opens up the window for, a little bit less expensive cards to be sent in. So I am taking the opportunity to jump early to get these cards sent in. So I'm going to show you guys some of the cards I'm going to send in and what I expect to get for the grades. So let's go. First one right here we have is Rayquaza V Alt Art. As you can see, really good centering. I picked this up from one of my friends. If you look at the front and the back, no whitening on the edges whatsoever. Back is pretty decent for the centering. Maybe you can see a little tilt here. It's slightly thinner over here and slightly thicker on that side, but that's being really picky on the back because the backs are not, they don't really mind the back as much as long as the corners are rounded, as long as there's no jagged edges. And as long as there's no issues with the rounded corners, edges, surface damage, scratches, stuff like that. In terms of the centering, they're not as picky on the back. The front, yes, because obviously that's the main attraction of the card. So this one, I'm almost guaranteeing it's gonna be a PSA 10. Now these ones, the front centering, I would say it's definitely within PSA 10 for sure. One of the things you want to look at for these cards is right over here, because the black can sometimes chip over here and it'll expose some white. And whereas if you have a card like this, you can't really tell as easily if there's a little bit of an edge wear. You can see something here, but you have to really look to see it, right? But over on these ones, because it's black, the smallest little thing you can see, you'll be able to see there's some chipping, you'll be able to tell, and it'll stand out like a sore thumb. Now, if I want to be really picky, you can see it's slightly bigger on the left side there than it is the right side. That's the only issue for the front. That is the only issue. Now look at the back. You can see that's where see how it's thinner over here and it's bigger over here, just slightly. But then if you look at over here, the same thing, you can tell that it carries over the back. It's very thick over here, thinner over here. Top to bottom is thinner on top, thicker on the bottom, but the back isn't really, like I said, it doesn't play that big of a role. It's the front, and I think this looks good enough for a PSA 10. So again, I'm gonna put PSA 10 there. Same thing for this one, except I think the centering is actually really good in this one. I think it was top to bottom that was, you could see it more on the back. The front you can't, because right here and in the top, because the alt art covers all the way up here, it's really hard to see if it's off center from top to bottom. But if you look over here, it's a little bit thinner over here, a little bit thicker over here. Top to bottom is not that bad actually in the back, which is weird because over here I can tell it's a bit thinner right there compared to some other cards I've seen. Okay, this is the big one I've had for a long time. I say the centering is almost perfect here. If anything, maybe slightly bigger here and slightly smaller here, but that's like hairline, almost unnoticeable. Look in the back again, back looks really good. Maybe a tiny bit thicker on this side and a little bit thinner on this side, but not by much. I have a Celebrations Charizard, which this one, I wanna say it's better than any of the other ones I had. It's a little bit, the left to right is pretty good. It's definitely within PSA 10. Top to bottom, top part is heavy as you can see at the bottom, but it doesn't stand out as much as if you get like a left to right. So top to bottom, I don't think they grade as harshly as left to right. I've had top to bottoms that were, you could tell they were off, but left to right was so good they still got a PSA 10. And my final card, this is a little bit of an old, well, not older, but the vintage of the modern. So this is a Lugia break card, which break cards used to be just despised. No one liked them at all. And then they magically started getting picked up. People started liking them. And I believe Lugia Break is probably the best one. And as you can see, the scratches you see on here is not in the foil, don't worry. I pulled this out of a pack. But as you can see, it looks beautiful, and I can tell you from the front is clean, there's no scratches. All the scratches you see are just the sleeve and the card protecting. If you look at the back, there is no whitening on the edges of this card at all whatsoever. So this is what I expect, all these to be PSA 10. We're gonna see if I get those correct. So thanks again, and we're gonna rewind 3 months to 5 months into the future, and let's see. Ooh, fast forward. This is Bird Nest, and we are back. And as you saw earlier, I laid down my predictions. You saw the cards of 4, and we're gonna get right to it. And here we go right here. This is all the PSA cards that got graded. Surprisingly, 3 to 5 month turnaround time, which is actually really, really good compared to the 1 year and 6 months I am waiting for the other stuff, because anything that was sent during the shutdown time, or I think it was TCG pricing, or it's either economy or TCG, the lowest priced ones you sent out, oh, they're taking forever. I think they're just finally getting to the ones I sent in January. So here we go. We're gonna crack right into this in a moment, but these were sent out by a middleman service called House of Cards PH. Right there, yeah, you can see it right there. If my editor doesn't put it there, I'm gonna look like an idiot. Right there. You can check I'll leave the link, you can check them out on Facebook, and they do, I believe, PSA and BGS. I'm not sure about CGC. I think they do another one, but you have to check them out. They have certain times, and you have to be really quick with getting to them, because PSA has a strict time limit on, not time limit, but a certain amount they can do per shipment. So it's a first come, first serve. So I suggest if you want to get some graded, you hit them up quick as you can and then jump in when they first put up the notices. Anyways, let's get back to this. Here we go. And I do not know the order these are in, but as you know, I made the bold prediction that every single card that I sent was gonna be a PSA 10. And normally I have a really good track record. I think all the cards that I sent in, I claimed they were gonna be PSA 10, or 1 or 2 of them were gonna be a PSA 9 from a previous batch. They were older ones, and most of them turned out PSA 10 except for 2, and they're still quite expensive for PSA 9s. So, without further ado, let's look at the first card right here. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Oh, there we go. Look at that. PSA 10, just like I called it. Tyranitar PSA 10. You gotta take a look and make sure the edges are fine, because you don't want the edges to be kind of like stuck under the little thing. Let's see. Sorry, I was looking at it from another point of view. Yeah, it looks really good. Man. There we go, right there. PSA 10, I called that one. It's beautiful, beautiful Tyranitar. But let's look at the second one. I think if the first one's a Tyranitar, then the second one should be the Tyranitar too. So, let's go. I forgot, I should be doing it like this. There we go. I didn't cover the first one up. So, I said it was gonna be a PSA 10 too, because they're very, very similar in centering. No surface issues, really well centered. And on the back, it's really, really good centering. There was no issues at all on the back. You can see that clean, shiny. And then we turn it around. 1, 2, 3. There we go. PSA 10, like I told you guys. I'm Sidekick. Again, beautiful card. I think that's the only really good alt art in all of Battle Styles. If they didn't have Tyranitar V, Battle Styles would have probably went even lower. So let's see. I don't know what the next one is. There's a lot of big hitters. I'm not sure what this one is. So this one is, ooh, there we go. Charizard from Celebrations, and look at the centering. It is not bad. Maybe top to bottom, a little bit heavy on top, as you can see. But let's take a look. Other than that, there's no surface issues. Left to right's pretty good. Let's take a look at the back. The back looks really good. A little bit heavy on top to bottom, but from my experience, top to bottom, they're a little more forgiving than left to right, because top to bottom, it's still a bit even, you know, but left to right, it can really be hard on looking at it, because yeah, you can tell way more than it's off center. Anyways, you guys, 1, 2, 3. There we go, another PSA 10. Man, but the thing is, I was confident that these were PSA 10s. I looked through everything possible, and I only send in stuff that has, in my eyes, a 50% or higher chance of PSA 10. To me, this is a really good track record for me now. So, man, really nice. There's let me see. I'm gonna guess this next one is maybe, I have a Lugia break, 2 evolutions, and 2 Rayquaza cards. Maybe this is Lugia break? No, this is the Rayquaza V Max, one of the most expensive cards in Evolving Skies. Not the most, but one of them. Look at the centering. The centering is so nice on this one. And then you look in the back. It looks really good. The centering looks so good. I almost sent this to BGS, because this could have been a gold or black label to me. Anyways, here we go. This is the biggest one, so I'm hoping for a 10. This one is like the money card, the most expensive of all of them. So I'm really hoping for PSA 10. But here we go. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful PSA 10. Man, that is gorgeous. I wish the Rayquaza V would have been first, because, you know, go from V to V Max art, but, you know, man, that was gorgeous. The middleman guy that I talked to, his name is Paolo on House of Cards PH. He told me I was going to be happy with what I got. So far, I'm extremely happy. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I know there's a Rayquaza. Yeah, Rayquaza Evolution, and a Lugia break card. So let's look at the next one, okay? 1, 2, and 3. Oh, there we go. There's a Rayquaza V. Again, centered really, really well. And then look at this. Look at the back. Okay, now the back, it's a little bit off from... It's a little weird, because if you look really carefully, it's a little tiny bit off. But you know what? It still looks gorgeous. Still a beautiful card. And here we go. And 1, 2, and 3. Gem Mint. PSA 10. That means I have an actual paired set of Rayquaza V Max and Rayquaza V All Arts. My goodness. Woo. Okay, hold on a second. I'm 5 for 5 right now, guys. 5 for 5. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was confident they were gonna get PSA 10s, but still, that's. Whew. I'm worried about the Lugia break, because that is so easily scratched on the surface. So that's the one card I'm worried about the most. Honestly, I wasn't worried about much of the V Max All Arts, because like I said, confident. I knew it was gonna get a PSA 10. Hopefully. Anyways, next card right here. We have, oh, here we go. Sylveon V Max. Little cutie, my wife's favorite card right there. Very nice. And we flip it around. And not bad. I mean, the back is off a little bit, but very forgiving. They're very forgiving on backs. Okay, so don't worry too much about that. As long as the front looks gorgeous and the back is within reason, you should be fine. Anyways, 1, 2, 3, and PSA 10. We are 6 for 6. And it looks gorgeous. It looks so nice. And the funny thing is, my other 2 Sylveons I have too, they're all centered so well. If this one got PSA 10, the other 2 would get PSA 10. Hands down, no questions. If this one got PSA 10, those other 2 would. Man. So, if that's a Sylveon, then I'm gonna guess this one is Glaceon. I'm psychic. Anyways, again, look at that centering. Really well centered. The back. Actually, the back is not that bad. No, it's left to right a little bit. But like I said, the backs are usually more forgiving. And I'm still pretty confident this is gonna get a PSA 10. All right, so if this is PSA 10, then all of my alt arts got a PSA 10. That's gonna be so great for the collection. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. There we go. PSA 10. I told you guys, I was confident that we were gonna get PSA 10s. Confident that all the alt arts were gonna get a PSA 10. I told you, and we got them. Woo! That is so beautiful. By the way, let me know if you guys like this angle in the camera, because before it was like pointing this way, but now I think I got a better view of all the cards. I think it's much nicer this way. Last but not least, 100%, it has to be Lugia. And now you can see this right here, why I am so worried about this. Look at that. Look how easy it is for there to be a scratch on there. You see that? There's so much hollow on it. So many things could go wrong with this card because the surface, it is so shiny. It's like the Chansey from, it's kind of like the Chansey from the base set, where it's very hard to get a PSA 10 because it's so shiny and easily scratched. I'm guessing this is gonna be something similar. Let me look at the back. Back looks really, really good. Actually, the centering looks really, really good. But let's see. Are we gonna go 8 for 8? Can we possibly go 8 for 8? Let's find out. And 1, 2, 3, and go. There we go. Perfect run. Perfect run. 8 for 8. All PSA 10s. I'm psychic. And people forgot about break cards for so long. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of break cards out there, and a lot of them I don't really care about. But Lugia, come on, Lugia break. I think it's overlooked. I think it's underpriced. Oh, sorry. I think it's overlooked. I think it's underpriced. I think that people don't really care about break cards right now. And I think it's equivalent to back then. People didn't care about level X's. And I think when they first came out, people weren't that hyped about, was it Shiny or Gold Star, I think? Well, I think they had decent hype, but they grew so fast. And then level X, I saw level X's a few years back just going really quick, like no one really cared about them. But now look at it. They're actually going up really high. And now look at this. I think break cards are eventually gonna be one of those cards that's gonna be, people forgot about, and then people are like, oh, hey, we should get those checked out. And I think by that time, they're gonna be so scratched up and people aren't gonna have graded them or looked at them. It's gonna be really hard to get them. So let's run that back. We have a Lugia. And that's gonna be really hard to, like, you know, to show off. But we have a Glaceon. We have a Sylveon. We have a Rayquaza. We have a Rayquaza. We have a Charizard Celebration. And then the first two to come through, we have the Tyranitar brothers right there. Can't get any better than that. After a long day at work, this is why I'm looking the way I am. I just came here to do a quick recording. This is great. Wonderful way to end the day for me. Wonderful cards to add to the collection. Whew. Can't get any better than this. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for enjoying this moment with me. And I hope you guys come in and watch the next video I put up. So please like, share, and subscribe, and let me know which one of these cards was your favorite. For me, obviously, I'm gonna say the VMAX, the Rayquaza V Max, but the more unique one that I like is the Lugia Break card. Anyways, this is Bird Nest. You guys take care, and I am out.